This is a 4-part video series that I combined into one. Enjoy. Hey guys, I know I said I wasn't going to do a video today because I was so busy, and I was, but I got excited because I got inspired to make bone broth, and I'm actually going to end up making pho out of this broth. And bone broth itself is such an amazing product, amazing thing to eat, and I encourage you to do research on it yourself to find out why. It helps with your skin in every way, just makes you look younger. It can help with cellulite. It can help you to manage your weight and different things like that. It's such an amazing thing. It has so many nutrients and vitamins and things like that you need in it. Here I had roasted the bones that I had gotten from Walmart. I wanted to get grass-fed, but I was having a hard time finding them as soon as I wanted to, so I just got what I could find quickly. And I roasted them for, I don't know, maybe about 15, maybe 20 minutes. And then I put them in the crock pot with filtered water. I need to go to the Asian market tomorrow to get the rest of the stuff that I need. So tune in back tomorrow to see how I do the rest of it. It's really, not important to have all that stuff in right now. It's mostly important to get the bones going because they need to be cooking for at least probably 24, more like 48 hours or more, probably around 48 hours. So check back in tomorrow as I add in the ingredients. Hey everyone, welcome to video 2 in my pho bone broth video series. This is a picture I got from Steamy Kitchen. Here is some spice mix that I got from the Asian market. Pretty much everything in here is good for pho. Here are some noodles that I got along with the lime. I also got bean sprouts and this chili powder for my avocado toast. And I do recommend going to Asian markets. I spent like $10 for everything. Here I am roasting the herbs that go in here. Later on I will show you what I roasted in the oven. That also goes in there. You don't have to worry about peel or anything like that. You just put everything in and then we'll strain it later. Everything adds more to it. The more you put in, the more flavor, the better it's going to be. I didn't have enough onions, so I added a little extra garlic that I just had in a jar in the end. I also used like bouillon, and I added a little salt, and what else did I put in? I put some apple cider vinegar. And with everything, I just kind of estimate. I think I used like one of those little metal teaspoons and did about that much sugar and about that much, 2 of those about a bouillon in here so far. And yeah, and I think apple cider vinegar, I probably did like 1/4 cup. So that's basically everything. And I'm putting everything in at one time, so I only have to open the pot once. So that's what I'm about to do here in a little bit, and you'll get to see what it looks like at this point. And then I think we might not get to eat it until like maybe Saturday, because I might want to refrigerate it first to get all of the fat off of the top. So we'll see. It's kind of hard to skim it, but that's what I'm going to do after that. So here you see the roasted vegetables. If I were to turn them around, you would see like they're more brown on the other side. But roasting the meat and all these different things just adds more flavor to the broth. So if you want to have really good broth, it's important to take the step. Plus, it'll make your house smell amazing. Like mine smells like herbs and roasted vegetables and broth right now. Like, I don't know if I can wait to eat all of this, but there's the sugar and all the other things that I added in that I already talked about. And here's what the broth looks like in this state. So if you want to see the next result of this, and like whenever I put the toppings and stuff like that, stay tuned. This is video 3 in my pho series. This time I'm straining the broth, putting it into jars so that I can put it into the fridge and later spoon off the fat, which can be used for cooking purposes. The leftover bones can be used for your dogs, as long as you don't include the onions. And you might hear my daughter playing in the background. And that's basically what I'm doing in this video. I'm going to show you 2 different methods. One is with like this little rubber, I forgot, it's like a little cone that you can use to put straight into your jar, and then do it that way. And then I put cheesecloth down in there to get a better strain. And then the other method is to use a big bowl, and then you could put a metal strainer as the next layer, and then cheesecloth as the next layer, and then just use the small metal strainer to get all the big chunks out, which is what I did anyway. And then you can just dump everything in with the cheesecloth, pull the cheesecloth up, and then squeeze it. In the next video that I'm going to do, I'm going to show you all the different toppings and things that you add into the pho later, basically the final product. So if you have any questions or if anything doesn't quite make sense, let me know. You can see the bones here and how like the marrow has totally come out of bones. That's what you want to see. It took almost 48 hours to get this way. At 11 o'clock tonight it would have been 48 hours, but I decided that it was already ready. I'd been cooking it on high, so I think it cooked a little faster than it probably normally would have. You can see how I use this measuring cup to pour into this rubber thing, and then here's the other method that I was talking about. So I hope you tune in tomorrow to see the final products, and if you, like I said, if you have any questions, let me know, and I hope you enjoyed this series. Video in my pho series, and basically earlier in the day what I did was I refrigerated the broth, allowed the fat to rise to the top, spooned it out so I can use it for cooking and later use. Toppings include jalapenos, cilantro, basil, lime, and I think the bean sprouts, of course. And also you use raw strips of beef and raw rice noodles. I keep wanting to say egg noodles, and if I do, just please ignore me. It's rice noodles. So you use that. You can also find dried rice noodles just at the store, and you can use those instead. This is just, I find these are like better for some reason. Most of these ingredients you can find at Walmart, except for maybe some of the spices, but you can find them at your local grocery store. There are easier ways of making this and simple recipes you can find online if you don't want to take all these steps that I did. It's just there's amazing properties and benefits to actually making your own bone broth. So that's why I did it this way. I'm not always going to make my bone broth this way because it is a lot of work, but I do plan to continue to do that and include that in my diet because it is so good for you. Basically, you're supposed to, I did it wrong in this video, but you're supposed to put the raw meat down first, then the broth, then the rice noodles, then the toppings, because the hot broth helps to cook the raw meat. Then if it's not all hot enough or cooked enough for you, you can always microwave. Here I'm just putting the toppings in, the bean sprouts, the lime, cilantro, and all that. Basil. The jalapenos will make it really spicy, so you may go easy on that because you're going to add sriracha to it later. And then there's also hoisin sauce, which is like a sweet sauce. If you've never heard of that before, it's spelled Hoisen. Adds really good flavor to the soup. And that's basically the final result. I hope you guys try this and enjoy.